Shalom, 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 shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to call Elohim La Yahweh, Shem Yahushai, Shem Rachah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders, to the apostles. They taught me this truth, peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim, the Akwat, the listening and learning, Lord willingly. This is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations. We will subscribe to this truth to you. I say Shalom. It's brother Yahusab, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit, through the power of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. This lesson is in regards to it was something that I was watching earlier today, and Spirit compelled me to bring this out because it's important. You know, there's a lot of news going on. Like the elder said, you know, there's so much going on, you can't help but make a video. But that's the spirit you should be in. So, with all that being said, I'm gonna just say fair use, and I'm profiting off of this. I'm just, lining up scriptures with what this individual is speaking on and saying. Because there's a lot of, again, sleight of hand going on, and, the elder is speaking about fact-checking, and pretty much we're in a time of checking things out, not just spewing things out your mouth. Because, like I said, you just have to, like I said, I'll wait till after I play the video. Because, again, they talk about Trump doing a lot of shit that you don't really understand what like he's reversing certain things. He's doing a lot. But at the same time, it's things being done in the background. So, I got a 2 cents opinion on it, but I'm going to play the video first and foremost and go from there. Lord willingly, this is edifying.
Friends, we have a very serious problem, and that is that global excess liquidity, aka money in the global banking system, is fast disappearing. The Federal Reserve is out there with its long knives ready to take out the Trump administration. They are actively sabotaging things as best they can. And friends, you need to be prepared.
And, again, this is, he appears to be an Edomite, through the spirit. But saying all to say this, it's good to, it's sometimes we can use outside information outside of the scriptures to line up with scriptures, with so much going on financially, geopolitically, all these different things, certain brothers be watching certain individuals that bring out information. Scriptures talk about these devil's tongues falling upon themselves. But, I'm thinking about it now because they were saying pretty much how he went to visit North Carolina. He's pretty much talking about going to villages in California because the wildfires are still going on. And, pretty much he's trying to get water to California, and he's talking about giving aid to North Carolina. So ultimately he's appearing like, he's appearing like a, that good guy, He's, like I said, pulled out the Paris Climate Agreement, these different things. But I was listening to the one brother in the UK, he was going into pretty much he doesn't have to be in that agreement to still push forth with the agenda, So it looked like, like I said, again, that heel term keeps popping up in my spirit, because right now, scriptures talk about in 1 Thessalonians, when they say peace and safety, sudden destruction, basically falling upon them, roughly paraphrased. So again, to these Edomites, to these Babylonians, Trump looking like he the savior, He talking about the God's chosen one and all this old shit. But scripture, Ecclesiasticus of the Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10, never trust thine enemy. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump back into the video.
For this, you need to be aware of this. I've been warning you about this. Hopefully you've been taking steps to protect yourself. Let's talk about it. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are the things that the mainstream media will not tell you. I dive deep into the numbers sometimes and come up with stuff that nobody else is reporting on. This time, I have a dire warning for you. Anyone who's in the stock market, anyone who's out there hoping that things are going to just keep going vertically straight up forever, I have bad news for you. All right, so what is this bad news? So,
would you settle for $500,000 if you actually deserve $29 million? That's the difference a great attorney can make. And look, this isn't for everyone. If you've been in an accident that seriously impacted your life, hospital stays, surgeries, long-term injuries, this message is for you. There's this story about a VA nurse from Pennsylvania who was hit hit.
So Lucky, I'm trying to drive and do this.
All right, so what is this bad news? So basically, the Federal Reserve, not only did they stop lowering interest rates, they were cutting interest rates for the Biden administration in order to prop up that bad economy. The Federal Reserve stopped doing that, doesn't want to do that for Trump. And not only that, but they are now quietly on the back end, they are reducing their balance sheet. They are taking money out of the markets. They're taking money out of stocks, bonds.
Why do you think that is? I forgot who was speaking on that. They was talking about pretty much how it's going to be all looked at or blamed on Trump. Now, again, it's a lot of things now I'm starting to question, but I can see them doing this. Biden's economy was so bad, they had to lower the interest rate. And, by lowering the interest rates affects the market as well. But now they're talking about pretty much, pulling money out of the economy, and pretty much is a global shortage of, U.S. dollars in the world. So, again, if they pull money out, that's going ultimately it's going to affect. That's why he made the statement about. That's what. God damn, everybody getting their car washed at this one spot. It's going to ultimately crash the market, and that's why he's saying, the market's going to crash.
They're soaking up money, just like they can print money. They're doing the opposite of printing money right now. They're already started this, and they're going to continue doing this until they crash the markets.
So, when I heard him say that, because, again, it's got to be a crash of this current system in order to usher in a new system. You got all this money, you got all these different mega corporations like Meta, and, you just was hearing about the SoftBank and Oracle, that they're all bringing all this money to pretty much do, that whole Stargate infrastructure. But you also got Meta, like I saw an article earlier today where Meta is talking about investing like $60 billion. So I don't know if that's the portion that they're going to put in it, while the other two companies are going to put a higher amount. But pretty much, makes you think about the whole metaverse, So it just moved my spirit when I was hearing this, because I was like, damn, the stage is set up perfectly for, them to crash this system. You got a whole bunch of stuff going on financially. But again, at the same time, because the elites control the monetary system, they can let it prolong as long as they want, or they can crash it at any time. But the system has to be in place. And people got to be very desperate. You got to think about it. You don't think they're giving all this aid to these other countries. I saw somebody post, talking about Ukraine and, the Israelis, but they haven't given the American people $1. So they know that the American people are at a certain point. They know crime is up because they do statistics on everything. They know that every year the price of living goes up because inflation kicks in every year and the price of living goes up. So that's why you got, Social Security recipients or disability recipients receive an increase each year because of the fact they know that it's more expensive to live each year because of the way that they created and set up the system. Bear with me. So, made me think about when he said, the market is going to crash or it's going to crash. Made me think about Zephaniah chapter 1, because it talks about a crash, and meaning the financial system crashing. This is the book of Zephaniah. I was going to start at verse 2 though. Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 2. I will utterly consume all things from off the land, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of the heaven and the fishes of the sea and the stumbling blocks with the wicked. And I will cut off man from off the land, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I will also stretch out mine hand upon Judah and upon all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and I will cut off the remnant of Baal from this place in the name of the Chimerims with the priests, and them that worship the host of heaven upon the housetops, and them that worship and that swear by the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and that swear by Malcolm, which is Molech, which is spiritual, because when you take time to think about it, they say that huge owl in Bohemian Grove is pretty much a representation of Molech, So pretty much it's talking about the Lord going to consume this place known as Babylon the Great, aka America. It says, And them that are turned back from the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and those that have not sought the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, nor acquired from him. Verse 7, hold thy peace at the presence of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua power, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is at hand. For the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua hath prepared a sacrifice, he hath bid his guests. Verse 8, and it shall come to pass in that day, and it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice, that I will punish the princes and the king's children, and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. Because you see in the breakdown of the NLT, it says all those following pagan customs. Because, it's spiritual, because this truth is, represented as a garment, So go back to the dream the brother had about those white robes, That's deep. And you got a lot of the nation of our people, or the nation of Israel, caught up in pagan philosophies, pagan traditions, pagan customs, I was talking to an individual, they was up there, they was like, they knew about the Israelites, they said some shit like, can't you be an Israelite and a Muslim? And I'm like, how? You know what I mean? Like, Jake is just through, you know what I mean? Like, that shit crazy. Make you really consider what the elder said. It said, just don't even talk to a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Like, I question, like, well, don't you supposed to defend the gospel? But I get what he mean, because most of them people got spirits on them, You can see it now, And at the end of the day, you're gonna be contending with that all the way till this shit is over. So like it to the famine of the word, basically, which it looked like that might be pretty soon. It's that's what I'm saying. When you take the time to really look and see what they doing, like, think about it, like, DJ Trump and Mark Zuckerberg and all these different individuals, it's appearing like on the surface though, yeah, we're reversing basically these they put legislation in place talking about you can't say whatever you want or whatever, but now Donald Trump's supposed to put, he's supposed to reverse these things, and Mark Zuckerberg talking about they're going to remove the policies of Facebook where it's allowing you to speak your mind, free speech and all that. But we all know, because I was watching the guy Jason A's video. I was gonna play that one, but Spirit didn't have me do that. And he was showing it. He got Donald Trump saying all these different things. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm going to visit North Carolina. I'm going to visit California. But then the second clip was him being introduced by Klaus Schwab. So he an insider. You know what I mean? Because if Klaus Schwab's agenda, ultimately, all these individuals that they put in your face is puppets of the elites. And when the elder used to say all the entertainers and whatnot pretty much sold out, it's so spiritual, because you see it, all these different individuals get caught up. Now you had to have Snoop and Nelly and Soulja Boy, all these different individuals that get catching a lot of hell for doing that. Literally got to choose a side. They got to show their allegiance. And the devil's still gonna misuse them. You know what I mean? How could you? The scriptures say, it made me think about it again. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy. Look at what he's doing to these, and you don't know if they scared, or if you don't know if they just don't think it's gonna happen to them. That's what, like I said again, when you think about that one scripture where it talks about who really pities a charmer, who get bitten by a serpent. This man has showed you who he was. That's what I said. I bring it up constantly about how he made the American people work for free. He shut the government down and made them work for free. You know what I mean? So what are you gonna do next? Like, people forget. That's how you know we not under the psych ops or the witchcraft, because you got people that completely are under a heavy spell. They don't even see it. Don't think about it. I'm thinking to myself like, damn, y'all forgot what all he did. You know what I mean? He really showed. That's why I see what the elder was saying about he got to be Nero, because he was he had to be a Caesar before, because that's why he liked the power. Because you got to think about it. He a billionaire. The money he make, he ain't doing that for the salary. He ain't doing the job as the president for the salary. He doing it because he liked the power that he got. Verse 8 again, and it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord Yahweh, in the day of the Lord's sacrifice, that I will punish the princes and all. So like I will punish the princes and the king's children, and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. In the same day also will I punish all those that leap on the threshing, so like on the threshold, which fill their master's house with violence and deceit. That's deep. You know, let's talk about Esau being a bloody man. Verse 10, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh by Yahweh power, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills, which the hills represents governments. Mountains represents governments, hills represents smaller governments. But basically, is representing the crashing of the monetary system. Stock market crashing. Verse 11: How ye inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. When you go to Mektesh, was pretty much an ancient city, and that represents the money being cut off here. Again, in order to bring in a new system, you got to crash the old one. And I'll play this video, and you'll present this information, and people still won't get it. In verse 12, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles, and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. Those that's comfortable in this place. That's why Isaiah chapter 39, it's like it. What's that? 32. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9 talks about rise of you women that are at ease. I know it's a twofold breakdown of that. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's women is going into Israel, but sometimes brothers use it for the actual women. The women of these Babylonian women of our nation that are at ease here. Verse 13, therefore their goods shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. And that's deep, because we seeing, a lot of brothers in the spirit are bringing out, you're seeing Jake catching hell. They realize damn, this place is, And you know what I think about this? I made a video earlier about I was like, being the merciless and planting and all that, but I was like, it seemed like the Lord gonna allow Esau to be merciless with Jake first. I went the wrong way. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. It's lucky. I said, I pretty much, I didn't think, I feel like the Lord going, which is scriptural. That's why you're gonna have a time of Jacob's trouble. You got Jeremiah chapter 30, Daniel chapter 12, verse 1 and 2. What's that? Matthew chapter 24. It's gonna be a time of tribulation. On the people of Israel. On Jacob. So and I think this is the beginning of that. But I think through this, because everybody trying to figure out how the Lord gonna do it, is the elect seal, whatnot. But like the elder said, it's almost time for the harvest. He said something that made me lightweight think. Regardless, the scriptures say, though he slay me, I would trust in him. I question a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, I ain't gonna have no regrets. A brother just did a video about that. I know the Spirit spoke with me. I don't think it was no demon. What the fuck? Demon will tell you to lie. At the end of the day, to another man that I ain't about to bring up. No, I'm trying to really get up out of my feelings and whatnot. And it's easy for Jake to say that and shit when you ain't the one going through it. But at the same time, a real man, you're right. You know what I mean? Like this. That's why I didn't really flip out about it, because at the end of the day, I know the angel told me, I don't give a. He said, you do something. I don't care what the reason. You go back in the world, I'll kill you. I said, I'm afraid I would. That's a real test of faith. Think about it. When you get thrown in the fire of adversity, the fiery furnace. Look at the three holy children. You know, what if they'd have been up there like, and didn't keep their faith? You know what I mean? Make you think about Peter. You know, he had faith in Yahweh Shai. He was walking on the water. It was when he lost the faith that he could do it and believe it in Yahweh Shai. That's when he slipped. You know, that's again why I think, you know, that's why I ain't even second guess it. You know what I mean? I was put in a position because I started, like I say again, I mean, I know you might think I'm crazy, but a spiritual man ain't gonna think I'm crazy. Vocab came with some demons. Like I said, Vocab like a warlock or something, man. Like that nigga came, and you know, I was talking a lot of shit too, like he weak. But, you know, he is weak still, because like I say, I ain't bug out you know, but a lot of division came that day. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like everybody just was like different weird ass spirits. Y'all keep on saying Vocab might be this, it might be that. Vocab a motherfucking demon. Fuck Vocab. And I think he an Edomite, but that's my 2 cents. And I know my 2 cents don't matter like that. When you constantly sitting up here trying to bring down the and like I said, the elder said that you gonna have Jake like that. You gonna have Jake trying to persecute us, and we trying to actually save their souls. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, the Lord can do anything. This is his movie. That's scary. Like I said, I was just saying that, and the elder made the statement about it. I said the same thing. So it'd be spiritual when I say something, and then I seem like the elder say something. You know, you're like, damn, that's spiritual. You know what I mean? But that's how the spirit works sometimes. You know, you got Edomites that think you got Jakes that look like Edomites that think they Edomites, and you got men that think that they Israelites and doing the work and all that. It might be Edomites. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, it's not coincidence that, you know, the elder was just going into, you know, the wheat and the tares and all that, you know, so. Verse 12, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their leads, those that are comfortable here, that say in their heart, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will not do good, neither will he do evil. Therefore their goods shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. And that's why it's so important to stress basically coming out of this place. You know, and I forgot, I ain't gonna name the brother's name, but brother just did a lesson. It was a very comforting lesson. He was talking about how he quoted a scripture. I think it was like Isaiah chapter 62, but he was going into how you know, the elect, the hopeful elect, you know, their mind is not on this place. You know, the elect don't, you know, and you got to say it with confidence, you know, trying to be humble, you know. That's why Jake be up there, you know, trying to be humble. So they say the hopeful elect. But, you know, like the elder said, only the elect is going to be moving in a certain kind of a spirit and direction. They're going to be, you know, not true I wholeheartedly believe that. Based on the elect's faith is going to bring other people into the faith. You know, and that's when I believe spirit, you know, just my 2 cents. That's when I believe, that's when Jake going to want to cry and run to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. When DJ Trump put this holy hellfire on them, that's when they going to want to come. Brothers, I've been hearing brothers making mention of it. No, we've been trying to warn you, and y'all been fanning the hand and shrugging the shoulder. Brother, just put that scripture out there to say what words can't teach, adversity will. You don't want to call on the name now, but I bet you will when the Lord send out his whooping stick. Verse 14, the great day of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is near. It is near and hasteneth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. Verse 15, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. And I was listening to a brother break that down when you go into that gloominess. I think it was the elder. Beloved elder was like, you know, take time to think about gloominess, because when it talks about in ancient Egypt, you know, when the Lord basically hit that place with that darkness, it, you know, dark and gloominess. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up. You know, you're going into, like, you put your hand in front of your face and you can't see your hand. You can't see nothing. You know how frightful that be? Especially when you hearing screams and, you know, you hearing motherfuckers screaming and getting, you know, and all kind of just judgments going on.
Strong's H653. Afela. Afela.
It says darkness, gloominess, calamity, wickedness. It says misfortune or duskiness, misfortune, concrete, concealment, darkness, gloominess. Let's look at the root.
Strong's H651. Afael. Afael.
It says very dark. Verse 16, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. Verse 17, and I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. And you can see that there's about to be a lot of death. You know, that's why brothers in the spirit are making videos talking about it's about to be a lot of death. More Israelites going to be killed and saved, and all these different things. You know, because you got to think about it. The 2/3 is a bigger number than the 1/3. You know, and then the thing is, what's scary about that is because you can't number Israel, so you don't even know how many Israelites are about to die. You know, that's deep. You know, verse 18. You know, I think about, like I said, you know, Donald Trump just pretty much did something with the, you know, pretty much as far as police reforms, you know, as far as police using, you know, somebody just made mention of it. It's talking about they just changed the use of force law with the police. And Donald Trump, the crazy part is he's telling us what he's doing, and he working fast too. Like, I mean, like literally, every time I'm doing a video, they showing an article about something Trump did. Man, we all really need to pray for forgiveness, because the thing is, we serve a merciful power, you know. In that day, I believe, you know, if you've been doing the right thing, we all fall short. So if you've been doing the right thing, anybody is, you know, basically open to forgiveness if it's the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Think about it. You know, look at what David did. You know, look at what, you know. You know, I forgot. I think this was like a regular Christian pastor too. It was something he said though. He said that's how, you know, really merciful the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua is, because when you take the time to think about our forefathers and men that we really admire, they all had faults and where they went off at. So it's possible to go off and yet and still serve the Lord, but the main thing is repentance. You know, again, I never try to make it seem like I'm a high mighty or I never went the fuck off. You know, but certain things do need to be addressed. You know what I mean? Like, again, like, you know, like real talk. Like I say again, like, we are not niggas in the world. We are, you know, we supposed to be men of the Lord. Fuck, you gonna be sitting up here, you know, condemning somebody else in the world, and then you doing all kind of nigga shit. And I'm not speaking on any particular brother. I'm just saying, like, it's a reason why that brother had that dream. Well, Salakia, that vision. Verse 18, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So it's gonna be great judgment. Talk about bodies from one side of the earth to the other. You know what I mean? Like, and think about it. You know, again, I was watching something. I think it was the beloved elder in Chicago. He literally put up a video. I seen the robot that they got. This motherfucker had wheels on, but it was going up and down hills. You know what I mean? Like, on some real Terminator type shit. Like, a lot of people about to die. And I've been saying that, but now it's like really sinking in. You know what I mean? You know, scriptures talk about in the book of Proverbs, you know, what did it say? It say riches profit not in the day of the Lord, you know, but righteousness deliver from death. It's the book of Genesis chapter 47. You know what I want? Verse 13, and it reads, and there was no bread in the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land. He got Trump and Albert Pike, you know, with going into that Freemasonry. I'm going to have to watch that after this. Land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. verse 14, and Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought, and Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. Verse 15, and when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence, for the money faileth. And you got to understand, Esau is a studious student of history, you know what I mean? Like, he searches the thing out. So, you know, best believe that's why they got scholars that read the Bible. They don't have a full breakdown, but they know certain things, you know. So at the end of the day, they know certain things. You got to remember, they did a diligent search to the point that they found certain things. Like, I remember when I was in the workhouse, to show you how much a demon my demon was, I was able to steal, like, books. I didn't look at it like it's stealing because of the fact, you know, they was tearing out of the workhouse, showing you how wasteful the government, the government just is with money. Like, even the guards there was stealing shit. And they saw me, I came in there with nothing, came out with a big ass bag. They like, you got all that stuff. I'm like, yep. They ain't even say nothing. They ain't give a fuck. But they had a book in there, and it went into like pretty much them finding Noah's Ark. And my demon threw that shit away. That's how much of a demon I dealt with. That's probably why that bitch died. So yeah, and, again, I'm not for everybody. I'm very rude in speech. And, if you put enough time to everything, I'm sure, like, we could better ourselves, brothers, master so many things, but, at the end of the day, the elect ain't gonna be offended at nothing. The elect is gonna, they not worried about because you use a curse word. You really care about a curse word when you literally like, well, we telling you seeing? I was talking to, I always get the one, that's crazy. Hate them scam calls, but it'd be spiritual too. So, yeah, you can see they about to crash and shit, you know what I mean? Again, like I said, and for some odd reason, again, you would think it'll take a long time for them to put the system in place, but I don't think it's gonna take as long as we think because they already pretty much got it up to a degree. When they locked us down, they was putting up the towers and whatnot. They already been playing with the AI. From what I've been hearing, they say that's they want to say that's the cause for some of those planes falling out the sky, which make a lot of sense because it's a lot of things are being ran by AI right now. The brother just was speaking on that. He getting rid of all these government departments because you don't really need these many departments because if AI is taking over, how the brother worded it, he said pretty much, a lot of, government bureaucracy is pretty much paperwork pushing and whatnot. Well, if if you could pretty much tell the AI or ChatGPT to write you a paper, you don't need, right? What the fuck they need you for? The fucking AI can do it. So that's, Lord about to fuck this place up. This is the book of, I thought I had it saved. Salakia. The book of Ezekiel. 7. We'll go straight to the point again. Because in this chapter it goes into pretty much evil, bad times coming, and we already in bad times. So just imagine what the Lord about to do, holy hellfire the Lord about to send. Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 19. That's why it's important that, like I said, and I get that why the elder always told me to stress some prayer. Because what if you ain't with a brother? What if you just is you and the Lord? You and your kids. You know what I mean? What if it's just you? I remember brother speaking on that. It was like, just imagine if everybody was split up and then you walking like on the book of Eli and you see another man walking like the book of Eli. You gotta think about it like this. Like Jake from the streets, Jake know how you gotta watch your surroundings. I was just at, I buy coffee from this gas station every morning, and I was just at the gas station. First, Jake tried to sell me some weed. Then Jake turned around and asked me for some change so he could buy a motherfucking coffee. Like, we know how cold it is, but I'm like, yeah, okay, I got you. Because I gave him some change, but it's some change. But he was trying to walk up on the car. I'm like, no, you good, stay over there. I mean, like, I get a little change, that shit ain't shit. Because I can relate to being cold, you know. But you got to watch everything now. Be circumspect. That's why the brothers keep pushing that spirit, you know. Well, don't be surprised when you don't think everything is on some smooth shit, peace and safety, and then some major shit happen. Because they got so many things going on, they could lock their bitch down at any time. That's what you feel to realize. Yeah, I was watching something on Dabu. I was going to actually bring out a lesson on it, because he was going into the price of eggs. And pretty much how it's about to be a shortage of eggs and chickens because of the flying flu. You know, if you understand what I mean. And I was thinking about it, I was like, damn, that's a hell of a way for them to actually control the food. Then he was going into how pretty much your best bet is to try to buy some live chickens. You know, but it's an issue if you have live chickens. You know, so yeah, this shit about to get real. You know, that's why eggs are so expensive right now. And that's probably all a money grab, like all this other shit is. You know, DJ Trump just came with a meme coin, then it's supposed to crash. Because I watched this one particular financial advisor or keeper of the house, and he was going into how she wearing shorts out here. It's cold as fuck. She crazy than a motherfucker. It's like 19 degrees. She got a mohawk and shit now. She got spirit. You can't see she got you have a nigga still trying to get the pussy. Salakia, the Koba. But them saying how like, look at, like, brother, that's spiritual, because I was just talking about how the one brother was talking about eggs was $8. I mean, you know, if you go to like GFS or like you try to buy it in bulk, you know, like Sam's Club, you probably get a little bit better deal. But I went to GFS, it was like $70 for like 15 dozen, so that ain't bad, you know. What was that? It's this guy watching on YouTube called King Bach, which he probably a lesser illuminary, because come to find out, a lot of these people are put up and set up like him. I didn't know, but like Logan Paul and Jake Paul, they was like what's that shit called? Not Nickelodeon Kids, but they was you know, that's what they're doing. Like the one Orlando Brown, you know, like them dudes are like groomed into that shit. You know, and you don't know if he's saying the truth or what, or if he really bugged out, which he bugged out to a degree. That's why Charles White threw him under the bus. But at the same time, it's like that one guy I be watching with the dreads that be talking about, swear on my mama. Like, he's saying some shit, he ain't just misleading you. Like, he was talking about Dame Dash just recently. He was like, Dame Dash is pretty much blackballed. That's why Dame Dash can't bounce back. He said Dame Dash is talking too loud. He said, and when money's in the room, we want you to talk low. When money in the room, he said it want to be silence. Because these devils, where is that in the Apocrypha? It talks about much sin stick, like a nail stick between two pieces of wood, roughly paraphrased. It said that so the sin stick with buying and selling, roughly paraphrased. So again, you got to take your mind up out of this place, because, you know, again, like, that's what the scriptures talk about, not loving mammon, you know, and basically putting your treasures up in the heavens, you know what I mean? I mean, just imagine this. I mean, the system already fucked up. You barely making it now. Just imagine when it comes to a digital one, and they got that much power. Because right now, you know, they can't tell if you hid $20 or $50, but with that digital system, they gonna know and be able to track everything. And think about it. I mean, like, this literally is about to take place. They're literally cutting everything in your face. On one hand, Trump is appearing like he's about to save you, but on the other hand, they cutting everything that everybody needs. You got people that literally make way more money than a lot of, like me. I'm very low income, but you got a lot of people that make a lot more money than me. I was talking to this one chick, right? This bitch said she made like $72,000 a year, and she was up there like she trying to get food stamps. So everybody, like, you got people really needing a handout. They already about to do cuts to SNAP and all that. So just imagine like how much control this devil gonna have when he implement this system. And for somebody like that have a spirit like brothers that's in the truth, that really truly hardly believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, like the one brother said, he said you'd be better off just being like the woman and her 7 sons. You know, the Israelite woman and her sons, and taking the death for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, as opposed to bending the knee for this place. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 19, and it reads, They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the Slaki. And their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. You got to keep on stressing that wrath. You know, scriptures talk about the Lord is like a smoke in his nostrils. You know, and right now he pretty much to the point he fed up with people. That's why the fucking so much judgment about to come on. That's why we seeing the judgment pick up and pick up and pick up. And that's why he done lightweight unleash these devils on them. You know, so like I said again, just imagine when they come down on Judah. Like they about to have Judah fucked up, man. Cause I mean, on one hand, he talking about, I'm about to help you. But on the other hand, he removing protections, like civil liberties and like this motherfucker, the devil, man. God damn. But you shouldn't be astounded or astonished or shocked. We constantly tell you about this man's nature. Never trust thine enemy. It says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. You know, you got people that worship money, you know. These individuals like Floyd Mayweather and, you know, all those that pretty much bow down to DJ Trump. You know, it's funny. One brother did a video. He was showing how Snoop was talking shit. Yeah, which one of you niggas is going to be? He said, I'm going to clown the shit out of you niggas. Which one of y'all going to run and go do that performance for this nigga? And then he just did one. Showing you these weak ass niggas ain't got no integrity. And the elder keep on constantly saying how he see a lot of men literally, because again, the CV wasn't really shit. You know what I mean? The Lord actually like allowed that to happen. You know, a lot of brothers, you know, I didn't have the experience it, and I know certain brothers took those leaps of faith and lost jobs. You had some people that was put in a position to see what they was going to do where the job was talking about mandating it and then it didn't come out. Like I had a job at that time and they wasn't telling us they was going to force anything, but the bitch had, you know, everything in place. So if they was going to mandate it, you was going to have to comply. And I didn't know it. This is how much of a demon. That's the same bitch that literally set up there like I got fired from them and pretty much because of CV, you know, I was able to get unemployment. But what the bitch did, she hired me back, right? To show you how the devil work. That's an Edomite for real. I claimed that bitch twice. And her kid. So she hired me back. So I come back, but never realizing that this bitch trying to set me up to pretty much like what she did was I'm working back there and she basically like once you do unemployment, the employer has an opportunity to pretty much object to it. But I've been not thinking of it because I'm thinking the case closed. She wouldn't, you know, because CV and everything was locked down, it was all messed up. I didn't know. So when they reached out to me, I'm working back there. I didn't even know. So when I got fired again, I'm like, boom, went to go look for it. And they like, no, you owe money. And I'm like, how I owe money? And they like, well, yeah, you didn't reach out to this when we tried to reach you. And I'm like, what you mean? I'm like, I was working at the job. And it was Satan all involved in that. But the Lord so cold, he basically took that shit away. I didn't mean to tell these accounts because Jake be talking about some, one edification. Well, hopefully that was a good one, edification for you to build you up in the spirit. Because again, they was like, you owe like $5,500, and I'm like, I remember I told the brother that. He like, damn, the Lord just did you like that, and then they just wrote that shit off. They like, you got to write out a letter and say this and say that. So I wrote out a little letter. Because at first I'm thinking like I had paperwork and this and that, but they like because of the date, and I didn't. And I'm like, well, I'm working at the job. How the fuck, like, if I did something wrong, why would they hire me back? Did nobody want to touch it? You know what I mean? Like, because, you know, they wanted to just use the fact, oh, you didn't know. I mean, that basically you missed the deadline. But then, like, it was another form you could have filed and went to another department where they pretty much would have, I forgot what it's called, forgiving the amount of money, you know. You know, because you had some people get the PP or, you know, that money from, for COVID and whatnot, I made it say COVID, but CV money, and pretty much they was forgiven, you know, money if they couldn't pay it back or whatnot. So the Lord blessed me with that. Call Allah like y'all bunch of y'all shot. But yeah, because people chose to worship this money system or the system more than Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, the Lord gonna let them basically be consumed by their lust. I'm on just verse 25 and I'm gonna end it. Ezekiel 7 and verse 25, destruction cometh gonna start at verse 23. Make a change, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. And you about to see, I mean, it's already violence, but you about to really see violence when these people and they know what they doing. When it's harder for people to live, these people gonna go ape shit. You got all these different nations here, then nobody really trusts anybody, It's a good thing to have a brotherhood, I'm gonna trust, hopefully the Allahayim gonna watch out for me. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathens, so like the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pump of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Verse 25, the point, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. So, prepare your mind and your spirit for, a lot of death. So with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Allah Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakah HaKodash, double honors to the elders and to the apostles Shalom to the elders and to the apostles that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwat that are listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, subscribing to the truth to you. I say shalom. Till next time, Lord willingly. Shalom, shalom. Kwam Yashar Allah and Wathlap Abad.